Hi everyone, it's Tish with Naptime Creations. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be making these beautiful flower resin coasters, so let's jump in and get started. The resin I'm going to be using is Clearcast 7050 from the Epoxy Resin Store, and I'm also going to be using La Res Expressions Angel White Epoxy Paste and gold leaf sheets from Amazon, and that's it. All you need is just resin, angel white, and gold leaf. So I went ahead and mixed up my resin and my pigments off camera, but I wanted to show you really quickly. Do you see I had a little bit of glitter that got in these molds? So an easy, fun trick to clean them is just take a piece of tape, put it sticky side down in your mold, and it'll just pick up whatever may have gotten in your mold, little chip of resin or glitter. It's just a fun trick. You never want to take your fingernail and scratch your mold and try to dig anything out of there because you could damage your mold. So I mixed up my resin and my pigments off camera. For the angel white, I just made about a little 2-ounce cup, and I added a pea size amount of my epoxy paste into my clear resin, and I'm just filling these molds up about all the way with clear. I filled them up, I would say like 5/8 of the way full. There was only a little bit of room left in there. Hit it with my heat gun to pop any bubbles, and now I'm going to go in with my gold leaf right in the center here. And I had pre-broken this up. I'm pretty sure you can buy gold leaf that's already broken up into small pieces, but I use the full sheets when I'm adding gold leaf to acrylic pours or whenever I'm using gold leaf. And then when you brush off the extra, you can save it and use it for something like this. So I'm just going in with my little popsicle stick and pushing that gold leaf down into the resin so it doesn't move. And I'm going to go ahead and do that on all 4 of these coasters, and then we'll be ready to add the angel white. So here I'm just going in with my angel white, as you can see, and I'm doing a little flower pattern. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just go in and kind of do just like a little flower shape like this and add your angel white. Pretty super simple and easy. And my plan for these was to almost fill them up all the way. I wasn't planning on doing a second coat of clear to make sure they were all the way full, but when they dried, you could feel the gold leaf on the back, and I honestly wasn't sure which side I was going to call the front or the back. So after these were dry, I left them in the molds, and then I poured a little bit of clear resin just to fill them up all the way to the top. So going forward, whenever I make coasters like this in the molds, what I'm going to do is I'm only going to fill them like 2/3 of the way full or half full, do my art, and then I'm just always going to plan on filling them with clear the next day, because it's kind of a lot easier to just leave them in the molds and add a little bit of clear resin, wait one more day, than to demold them, realize you have to do a top coat, tape them, or add liquid latex. It's just easier to always plan on doing a top coat of clear, leave them in the molds, and pour clear on the next day. So as you can see, I was just adding my angel white. Now I'm going in with my heat gun, and I'm just moving that white around a little bit. I'm not adding very much heat. As you can see, I'm just kind of hitting it with the heat and then pulling up. And that's all I'm going to do. So I'm going to do one more little flower of white, and then I will be covering these up with an upside down storage container and letting them dry. And then the next day, I'm going to add a little bit of clear. And you can already tell the angel white is getting really wispy in the resin, which is really nice. So I highly recommend the Clearcast 7050 resin. It's affordable. It's got like hardly any smell, and it's got extra UV protection, which is nice, because when you're doing a lot of clear in your coasters, like these are all clear with a little bit of white, you want that extra added UV protection, just to protect against yellowing. So check out the Epoxy Resin Store for that resin, and I'll link it down below in the description with the coupon code I have for you guys if you want to try it, because different resin will give you different results. So I know for sure that this technique works with the Clearcast 7050. I haven't tried it with any other resins yet. And now I'm just going in with my ring light and getting any dusties out, if any dust landed up in there. hit it with my heat gun once more, and then I'm going to cover them and let them dry for 24 hours. So here we are, it's the next day, and I went ahead and had some liquid diamonds mixed up because I was working on a different project. So I'm just going to use a little bit of that and fill these molds up to the top of the mold, and they were almost full already because I wasn't planning on doing this, but the gold leaf, like I said, floated up a little bit, and at this point I didn't know which side I was going to call the front and which side I was going to call the back. So I went ahead and just added this little bit of extra clear just in case I decided to call the side that you're seeing here the top. That way, you know, you wouldn't have the texture of that gold leaf on there. And they were almost full. I actually had one that kind of spilled over the side because, like I said, I had pretty much filled them up all the way on the first pour. So that was all I did for the liquid diamonds. I didn't even hit it with the heat gun because the liquid diamonds is so liquidy. It's just like water and it has no bubbles. So I didn't even need to hit it with the heat gun. I just covered them up, let them dry for 24 hours, and now we're ready to demold them. This was the one that I had a little bit of spillover, you can see on the side there. So what I did is I just actually took some scissors and cut that off, and then took a nail file and sanded it just with really lightly sanded it with my nail file, and it was good to go. But I think these turned out really pretty. I'm just going to demold this last one here, and I will bring you guys in for a close-up. And here they are. Check it out. This one's my favorite out of all of them, but they all turned out really pretty. There's just so much depth and dimension in these. They look like actual flowers. They remind me of pretty dahlia flowers. I don't know if I'm going to paint the edges of these gold, just because the gold leaf that I use is a really bright gold, and the gilding paint that I have that I usually use to paint the edges of my coasters is more of a bronzy gold. But what do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments if you think I should paint the edges gold or not. And be sure to check out the epoxy resin store to get some Clearcast 7050 resin, and I have a 20% off coupon code for you too. This is what the backs look like. I wanted to show you what the backs look like. Really pretty too, soft and wispy. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you liked it, and if you did, go ahead and leave me a like, and don't forget to subscribe, and be sure to go check out a few more of my other videos. That would really help me out a lot, and I will see you guys on Wednesday for another video. Bye!